that the child that is pulling that blind person is also blind. Is that it? So today, as I joined St. George University, I feel and proud that I'll get enough knowledge that will let me actually manage those few and straightforward cases. And these are very diseases that actually kill most of our people in South Sudan. So to me, I'm saying it is a privilege for me to be with St. George University. I know I'll get enough knowledge that will let me South Sudan, and I will be able to produce most of the knowledge that St. George gives me. I will also go and pass it to the rest of my countrymates. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Well, just to share you a few interesting remarks. The person who discovered ivermectin, which is Mectizan, came to live here in Grenada at the end of his life. And he died here 8 years ago. And we started the Mike Fisher Memorial Award. And Mike Fisher was the scientist at Merck who was receiving samples from all over the world and testing them against infectious diseases. And he discovered ivermectin. So he used to give lectures to the students here. And as you know, ivermectin, Mectizan, has been, for the World Bank, the best return on any investment that they have ever made. It saved 35 million people in Africa from going blind from river blindness, onchocerciasis. So it's wonderful to have you here and that you've got that background. The other area we have a little bit in common is the Meridi program, because Meridi is run by the government of South Sudan in collaboration with AMREF. And I worked with AMREF for 10 years, from 1978 till 1987. The Meridi program was started, I think, in 1998. And the people who run that program are friends of mine who are still there. So perhaps some of you will go back, when you go back, and you'll teach the clinical officer program, the nursing program, that is absolutely excellent. So we know that you have had a wonderful training and so far. So we're delighted to have you here. And thank you for being here.
Thank you. Sure. My name is Joseph Gil. Well, as friends and colleagues have talked already, we'll be repeating some of the things, but there are some particular things that can be mentioned. Actually, I would like to extend my gratitude to everybody who wished and participated to our being here today. So it is a long way, and we passed through many difficulties, challenges, and so on until we are here. It is really a great privilege, and we are happy for St. George's University. So back in South Sudan, that's where I started my primary education, and I finished there my primary education. It was in 2003. That's when I sat for primary 8 examinations. So that one was local because there was no unified examination. The county or the school can set a certain exam for primary A levels during that time. And now it's a little bit different. So really, education in South Sudan is very low. And I realized it when after finishing my primary education and went to Kenya. I was admitted in a school. It was a minor seminary. That's where I finished my secondary education. The school was called St. Makita, St. Josephine Makita Formation Center. So that was a minor seminary for me. At the same time, a secondary school. From 2004 up to 2007, when I finished my Form 4 examination, that is the end of secondary education in Kenya. That's the level. For Uganda, it's different. You have to go for 6 years. That is an advanced level. So when I went to Kenya, I realized there was a little bit or a lot of differences in education, because our education in South Sudan was very low, and it was very hard for me when I started in Form 1. The first term of the school, of the academic year, was so difficult for me to catch up with the rest. But I had to manage during the second term. So there were a lot of things that were taught, which we did not even get in primary education when we were there. So the sciences were so difficult, but I managed, and I really like sciences up to now. I sat for sciences and performed well. And then we went back to South Sudan after secondary education, and the seminary was run by the bishop. One of the bishops in South Sudan was the one in charge of that seminary, and any seminarian who would like to proceed or who would feel a call to priesthood was admitted or accepted at a major seminary in Khartoum. That was called St. Paul's Major Seminary. So I had no chance to go there, but I did not complete. I stayed there for 2 years, from 2008 to end of 2009. But the school was closed. People were working on the transfer. They wanted to transfer it to Juba. But when they transferred, there were no lecturers, because those who were teaching there were in the north. But in the south, there were no teachers, lecturers. So the school did not work for 2 years, up to 2010, but I had to stop. I did not continue. So I would have finished philosophy. I just went up to philosophy 1. That was the first year of the philosophy. And I stopped there. So in 2010, I was just there in my village, and I was called to help in a certain secondary school, become a teacher there. I started volunteering myself. I was not paid, but I was just teaching. 2010 up to 2012. So I taught as a teacher for 2 years, and then for 1.5 years, the head teacher went. He was employed by the NGO. So I was given his position to become the head teacher of that school. It was the only secondary school in the county, Awul South County, Northern Parmesan State. So I stayed there for almost 2 years. And then I got another employment with the Norwegian Refugee Council as a teacher trainer. So in 2012, and I worked for NRC up to 2013 in October. And my contract ended there. So it was not renewed because there was no funding, and people were almost transferring to Jonglei State. Because NRC would like to help the refugees and the internally displaced persons. And when there was crisis in Jonglei, they wanted to go there. Up to now, there's a plan for that, but it is really difficult because now the fighting is there. It was not like before. So that's when, in October, I learned. I had attended an interview, the interview that brought us here today. And it was really very competitive. And most of us were not hoping for success, because some examination can be new, like the SAT. The SAT is the most difficult exam for us.
The SAT.
So actually I was happy when I heard that I managed and I was accepted here. It's quite a good chance and a privilege. And in fact, my family is very happy. Everybody in my family is very happy with that. And that's why they allowed me to come and stay here. I shared with them the result and that I would be away for quite long. And they accepted willingly, and they really like me to be here so that I can study more and become a doctor in order to serve the community back in South Sudan. So briefly, that's what I can say about myself. And in case of any other questions, you may ask.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ahmad Luya, from South Sudan.